back, everybody, to the Loosely Related podcast. We are back. We are a full team again. It has been some time. It's been a good, solid, 3 weeks since I was here. It's 3 weeks since we were fully a team. The hologram was all over the place.
Right.
At one point, it was me. Then it was a random person who I didn't even know. It was somebody who was just a random person. I think his name was Zach.
Zach. Zach Costa.
We were getting walk-ons.
We were getting
walk-ons.
Oh, that's cool. That makes sense.
Yeah,
we actually have a list of people outside, so if anyone's missing, they just want to, can I get on? Can I get on?
It was scrubs.
That's what happens when you blow
Right
up.
It was like scrub. We were getting scrubs off the street.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's nice.
And the freaking
We're not serious. If you're one of our guests, we're sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry.
You're not
Don't worry.
scrubs.
You're not scrubs.
We adore you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Especially Zach, man, because of your video is blowing up. If you haven't noticed,
Yes, it is.
We're almost at 200 views in 3 days. So it's the best video we've had so far. So that's pretty amazing.
And I had a good time during that interview. It was really fun.
It was fun.
It was awesome. Great story. I love it.
I was sad to miss it. I was dealing with a little bit of under the weather. I don't know if we don't want to say it was coronavirus.
Under the weather?
I think we're going to keep it. I was under the weather.
I think you were the weather.
It's definitely too
I might
soon
have been
for
the
that.
weather.
I think all of us at one point have had corona.
Yes.
At some point.
Yes.
We
that's a
were
good point.
like a teaser. We had the Corona episode, and then all of us, except for myself,
Right. Knock on wood.
didn't get any Corona
Or any kind of flu.
Joe thought we should start these with our theme song being "My Corona," but I thought that was insensitive.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was
We're
going to
not
be
gonna
good,
do that.
man.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good idea. But
we gotta stop playing because CDC says it's definitely gonna take a foothold in the US.
I know.
It's already started to.
It's getting out of control. I know South Korea had a big outbreak and all that. So. But yeah, that was the last episode that I think that we were all together, really. So, obviously, again, like I said, welcome back. We're all, all back here with a full squad again for the first time in a while. And as always, I am joined by my host over here. I'm joined by Rob over here.
Hello,
Rob,
everybody.
Back
Thank you.
To the
Glad
podcast.
to be here.
How have you been, man? You getting over? You were not sick.
I was.
But you were. No, you were.
I was.
Sick.
Yeah, I
were
wasn't
sick.
feeling
I'm
good
sorry.
either.
Yeah.
No, I had some kind of stomach bug going for a while, so that's part of the reason we delayed. Right, well, I wasn't feeling 100%, and then
that's why we're
there's
doing
some
it
other
today.
people not feeling great.
And our house
I don't want to
was all
risk getting
sick,
anybody
too.
sick.
Yeah.
There was a few of us just with the stomach bug going on.
It's going around, man.
I hate I'm such a crybaby with the feeling of nausea. I make such a big deal of it. I'm up in the middle of the night. I'm like, Stephanie, are you awake?
Yeah.
She's like, yes, Rob.
Yeah, he's a
I'm
little,
like,
he's a little
man,
baby.
hold my hair up for me.
I know, it's hilarious.
I got no hair, but
I won't even tell you about the multiple times that I've taken care of Rob at my house.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to because
we don't even. Those are extra.
Listen, that's a different episode.
That was a long time ago.
We're going to start doing loosely related late night, and then we'll start talking about those types of things.
The
all right?
late show.
That's what it'll be.
And we'll definitely have to put the adult claimer on that one, I'm sure.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Anyway, so then I am joined back by my dad over here, Joe. What's going on, Dad? Welcome back.
I'm doing good. I'm actually. I think Brian can verify. I think I'm still batting 1,000 on attendance here for
on
the
attendance.
podcast.
I think you are. I think that is true.
You are committed, buddy.
sick.
You had
I'm
one close
on
call. I remember that, you were going to possibly work on a Saturday
I was
or something
supposed
like
to
that.
work a Saturday, and I actually announced that I wasn't going to be there the following
you
week.
did.
And then,
you did.
And then it turned out they canceled the overtime, so I was able to still.
I thought
be
you
able
said
to
you
do
couldn't
it,
let
so.
your fans down, is what you told me.
That's what I heard.
Well, I didn't.
You said the hell with my full-time job.
Yeah,
These fans got to have it.
It's true. I got to bring it out to you people out there, man. You got to have me. It's got to have the Joe Hassett factor in the podcast. It's got to be,
The company-wide memo stated that Joe Hassett we canceled overtime this week for the Loosely Related podcast. That's what it was.
And unfortunately,
pretty
I did
much.
get that memo.
Yeah, I believe it.
so-
All right. And then, Brian, you are back as well. What's up, buddy? Our producer.
Pretty good.
In the
Since
back.
we started later, I actually slept last night.
You slept last night. Look at that.
Dude,
We did it for you, Brian.
We did it exclusively for
Because
Brian.
we knew that was going on.
I was on 2 hours of sleep last episode. I don't even think I got home and didn't remember a single thing that happened.
Well, the best part was he gets home and it's like, wow, Joey looks really different this episode. He doesn't look the same. I don't know why. He got his blonde hair and stuff like that. He has a mustache. Rob's like, Joey wasn't here.
That's basically what happened.
Wow,
Yeah,
well,
I like how we said we started later. We started a day later.
Yeah.
Ryan really needed recovery time.
Yeah. he
Well,
really
I was getting a little tired of seeing the zombie producer in our studio every day when we were shooting on Saturday mornings. After Brian being the typical young kid, and he stays up all
Young
night,
man.
probably playing games on his, his Xbox or his
PS4.
Well, let's
PS4,
give him the
whatever the hell
benefit
it
of the
is
doubt.
he
He's
got.
editing all loosely
Typical
related
kid.
content.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
doubt
he's
he's playing whatever My League MLB, the show.
doing. Yeah, right.
I play games till 11, and then I spend 2 2 or 3 hours editing after that.
There you go. There you go. That makes sense.
I appreciate
There we
it,
go,
Brian.
Brian. That's what I love to hear.
And he's stationed in a new position now because now that we have
He's
a
in
nice
the
new
director's
table for him.
chair.
Yeah,
He has a
there's a
director's
new
chair. He's
table
got the whole.
here.
He's got the whole kit and caboodle, man.
He's looking good, man.
He's got the life now.
Moving up in the
Yeah.
world, man.
Hopefully, when we finish, when you completely finish, you'll do another
Almost
tour.
there. I'm getting there, man. We're gonna have the tour next
Basement
week.
is
I
almost
think.
done. Yeah, I think we're gonna
Next episode, we'll have the tour.
Well, you know what? Speaking of next episode, next episode, we actually give a little bit of a preview. Next episode, we have another. We're just blowing up over here. We got another big guest episode coming up
Rob's
next weekend. Rob invited a
family
guest
nurse
on,
practitioner.
family nurse practitioner, to come on the podcast, talking about her new business that she just opened up right here in Newburgh.
Yeah, another local business.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Given she's trying to grow her business, we're trying to grow our podcast. A little, trying to work together. Put great minds think alike.
Yeah.
Or her great mind will help our mediocre mind. Get to a point where we're great.
if you put all of our minds together, we might have a mediocre mind.
Maybe, yeah.
If you guys are interested at all in like beautification or feeling good, or maybe you had a rough night, you're definitely going to want to hear about this next week.
Definitely, for sure.
It'll be right up your
100%.
alley.
Right.
And but yeah, so we are back. So the one thing that we wanted to do, Brian made an Instagram post and he put it out there, and you guys probably knew it was coming. The last time I hosted an episode, we talked about something that I was super excited about, and that was the Oscars. And if you remember, if you're a diehard Loosely Related listener, we had a little competition going amongst the four of us. That competition was we had to go ahead and predict. I believe it was like 6 or 7 categories. That we
It was about
something like that.
the major ones.
Yeah, the major ones.
Yeah.
Everybody went around. We all made our picks, and the loser had to essentially watch a movie that was chosen by the winner. That was the worst movie ever by that winner's opinion. Well, unfortunately, me and Rob tied for last place, and Rob and Brian and my dad tied for first place.
Right.
I don't know how that happened.
So if you saw on the Instagram post, Brian chose for me a movie. My dad chose for Rob a movie. And we're going to talk about that I guess now. I mean, first things first, the Oscars in general was pretty crazy.
Yeah, dude, I can't
right?
believe Parasite swept up so hard.
Parasite swept, man.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, I heard so many great things about it. I myself got to say, I still want to watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, me either.
But I am a little shocked of a movie like that. Not that it shouldn't. I'm glad and excited to see that something
same.
different did win.
Absolutely.
But, not to be negative, but, we've seen some snubs before.
Oh,
yeah,
for
so.
sure. Absolutely, man. I mean, I was definitely shocked. So I know one of the things I wanted to mention is I talked about on the podcast, but remember you had said your favorite movie was 1917.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Well,
I finally had a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot, but I definitely, I have to be honest with you, I'm glad that it didn't win Best Picture. I liked it a lot. I still don't think that it was maybe worthy of a Best Picture movie. So I know that was really considered to be Parasite's biggest competition.
Right.
So to see Parasite win
Well, as
really
far as
makes me think that
nominations and
Parasite.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
As far as for the
I
Best Picture.
obviously can't compare it.
It's
to
not my favorite war movie either, to be honest.
Yeah,
Joey.
same. Neither-
I did watch
me
it on the
either.
big screen. What I did like about it was I liked that it wasn't World War II for a
Yes,
change, right?
sure.
So you had World War I, you had a little bit of an
Right.
idea what it was like to be in a trench.
Yeah.
And I like that it gave a very clear direction, right? It had a very, I don't want to ruin anything in case people didn't see it.
Right.
It had a very clear mission. There was
Yes.
a very set A
It did
point
win.
and a B
It-
point.
it-
So it was good.
It did win
Yeah.
cinematography, right?
It won Best
Yes.
Cinematography.
And that's what
yes.
I one of the
And
ones I picked. I'm really
one
happy
of the
about
ones
that.
you picked. Yes.
Right, yeah, and
was
it was
amazing.
exciting. I did wait until I could watch it on my projector at home,
Yeah.
and I did watch it, and you watched it on the
Yes.
big television
The
here,
big
right?
TV down
Yeah.
here, yeah, for sure. I mean, the directing was unbelievable. Some of those shots are just out of this world, and I loved it. I loved the action. I loved so much of like the way that they told the story from the perspective of the two soldiers.
Yeah.
I just kind of felt like the story itself seemed a little bit like it was kind of done before. I knew that it was done in a different way.
Yeah.
It just kind of seemed like it wasn't really very well developed. It seemed like it was so fast paced, and I understand why it was fast paced, but it felt like some parts of it just seemed like certain things were kind of left out that I would have liked a more development.
Like
basically, my biggest problem was character development. I didn't
Okay.
really feel anything for any of the characters. It was obviously very sad. The
Right.
one
Right.
scene, I won't say anything
kind
in
of see
particular.
that. I can
They
kinda
didn't
see
I
that.
didn't
build
feel
up
anything.
your
Yeah.
you
I didn't really feel a
you didn't cling to
connection
the
to it.
characters as much as you
Exactly.
would have wanted.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
can see that.
I mean, even like Brad Pitt's character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like, I loved that guy. You know, I wanted
That
that
was a
guy
good
to. I
movie,
wanted
too.
that guy
It was
to
fun.
succeed
Yeah.
and do all that great stuff.
Yeah, I
you
guess
know?
that's true. One of my favorite, the more recent ones off the top of my head, Saving Private Ryan was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That was
That's
a
my
great
favorite
movie.
war movie.
That one's pretty intense.
Yeah.
That's pretty. That
That's
did
my
win.
favorite
That
one.
did
But there's
win
been
awards.
so
It
many.
won Best Picture.
Yeah,
He also won.
was it?
Yeah, he won
see?
Best Picture for that.
There were so many great ones.
Yeah.
Thin Red Line was pretty good.
Fury.
Fury
was pretty good.
Warhorse was my favorite World War I. Actually,
Yeah?
I love that movie. That's
I did see that.
Another Steven Spielberg movie.
It's like Seabiscuit in a war.
Yeah, basically, pretty
you can
much.
do it.
And World War One. So that's really the only other World War One movie.
Pretty
I think,
much,
right?
man. There's been. I mean,
That
I'm sure
was
there's been
really
other ones, but you want to talk about like
mentionable
Yeah.
World War One type movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really.
Not
hasn't
really.
been
Not that
many.
I can't think of any offhand.
Those are the only
besides
two
those
really that I
Let's
can think of.
find out.
1917.
Yeah, there you go,
and
Brian.
Warhorse,
Pull that up.
Really.
See what you
I
can
know
find
about
about
it. I'm
that.
embarrassed.
But I definitely want to give Parasite a shout out, man. The guy, so Boon Jong Ho, he was like the unsung hero of the Oscars. He was hilarious. All his award speeches, he won his first award, which was for best international film, so best foreign film, best foreign language film. And he went up there and he said, "I'm going to." He speaks Korean, obviously, but he in English said, "I'm going to drink very much tonight." And then he went on to win 3 more awards. So he had to give 3 more speeches. And each one of them he said, "Now I'm going to drink even more." And everyone he is like, everyone loves him. The internet fell in love with this guy. So he was just amazing. I loved all his speeches. So he won Best Director. And he spent his entire speech talking about his inspiration was Martin Scorsese. During his speech, he asked everyone to stand up and give Martin Scorsese a standing ovation, which was just amazing.
Yeah.
I loved that he won that. I have to watch Parasite. I want to have a time to sit down and really be able to watch it.
I actually tried to do that, and I didn't think about this. I was like, I found a version, but it didn't have subtitles.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That
kind
might
of
not
reminded
work.
me about similar to this about a foreign film really sweeping.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there was a lot of good examples since this, but this is going to really date me.
Yeah.
But back in the mid to late 90s, you had Roberto Bernini when he won for Life is Beautiful.
Life
He
is
swept
Beautiful.
a lot.
Yeah.
And he was jumping over
Yes.
rows of seats.
He has one of the most
His,
famous acceptance
exuberance
speeches ever. Yeah, he's
was
jumping up.
so
and down.
exciting. And yeah,
Right.
That's a
so it
great
was
movie,
pretty
though.
good.
That movie's awesome. But yeah, so it was the first foreign language film to ever win Best Picture in the history of the Oscars, which I thought was pretty incredible. I mean, it's just, I don't know, that was awesome. But unfortunately, I did not choose the picks correctly. So I guess we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. Brian, for me, selected a movie to watch because I lost. Brian got
Yes,
3.
this was your punishment.
Brian, what were the 3 you got right out of the ones? Right.
So the ones I got right were the cinematography.
You got best cinematography, which was 1917.
Yeah. Then I got best actor.
Best actor, which was Joaquin Phoenix, right?
Joaquin Phoenix. We all got that right.
We all got that right.
And then I got best animated feature.
Oh,
Toy
yeah,
Story
yeah.
4.
Toy Story 4. Okay, so that screwed me over.
I think you and I
Yeah.
essentially got the same things correct.
I think that's basically
you
what
both
I got the
same
animated
things
one
correct.
wrong.
Yeah, so did I. I got that wrong. I got best cinematography wrong. We all got best director wrong, obviously, because it was Bong Joon-ho. The one I got right that saved me, because Rob was almost gonna be free, and it was just gonna be me doing the punishment. But I got Brad Pitt correct for best supporting actor.
Yeah.
So random. I was the only one to get that right, which saved my life. But anyway, so for my punishment, Brian selected for me to watch a film, and I'm not sure. I'm still I'm on the fence right now about whether or not Brian and I are still friends. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out.
It was that bad,
I'll
huh?
think about it.
I think it's generous to call it a film.
So I mean, this abomination on screen was called After Last Season. Came out in 2009, and I mean, so I wrote literally.
2009.
I haven't written a paper in a while because I'm an accountant. I wrote a paper on this because it was just so bad. I needed to just get it. It's sort of like how with the coronavirus, we have to get awareness out there, make people aware.
Of course,
don't be paranoid, but just be aware of it. Wash your hands after you watch this movie. Rinse your mouth out. Take a shower with chlorine after you watch it.
Right.
Just don't
check
you
your
don't want
pulse to see
spread
if you're actually human.
See if you're still alive.
Why would you, as being alive, would want to watch a movie like that?
Right. Well, one of the big things is people watch the movie, they entered a parallel universe where everything was reversed and up and down was up and all that. So just put that out there.
All right.
So this is one of the best movies in that.
This is one of the best
respect.
movies.
In that
that's
respect.
the whole point. Yeah.
Now, did you want to give context ahead of time what the IMDb was, or
Sure. So
I think we've announced that several times.
if you didn't see it on the
yeah.
Instagram, the
okay.
IMDb score for this
Brian, you're an
movie
evil
was a
bastard.
1.9, 1.6.
1.6.
Was a
1.6.
1.6.
And even worse, did you see how many? Now, millions and millions of people use IMDb.
Yes.
Only 7,820 views of this.
Yes, only
That should tell you
7,800.
And
So-
they pan the hell out.
The thing is, I think there used to be more because the director was making fake accounts to boost his own.
No way.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Credit to my friend Ralph was a YouTube channel. He actually, I watched his video last night. It had like a 7.7 at one point because the
Really?
guy
Oh my
was
God.
making accounts, and the only review those accounts had, they're all made on the same day. They had one review, and it reviewed after last season.
Oh my gosh, that's
And they're like, oh, wonderful movie.
Oh, dude, it's so bad. So I guess the part of the punishment was, just to sort of clarify, was that we had to watch this movie and then we had to write a review, a little synopsis, whatever you want to call it. So I did that. And, I'll just jump right in. This is what I wrote. So after last season was written and directed by the incredibly talented... the incredibly deranged Mark Region. So the film follows these very human-like androids. They're not androids. Like in the movie, they're not androids. In real life, I assume they're androids because they don't
their
act
acting
like
was incredible.
they don't act like human beings.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah, so there's no way that they're actual human people.
Right. They
there's
have
no
to
way.
be android robots, something like that.
Something like
Probably
that.
not even like CGI kind of thing.
Not even like just really.
Just
They're,
like
they're like androids from like Star Trek Next Generation, like the Borg, where they're like
That was
I
like
can
that.
see the wires sticking out. You know,
Right.
I can tell you're a robot.
see-
No, I'm not. I swear. Anyway, so the movie follows Matthew and Sarah, who are medical interns at a school for the, I'm assuming, criminally insane. I don't know. I have no idea. But basically,
Brian's
together,
enjoying this very much.
together
that you
they
had to watch
create
this.
a telepathy experiment, and they accidentally wind up giving themselves the ability to visualize a murderer who recently murdered another student at this school. And that's the whole movie. The whole movie is that. So basically, first things first, this movie had the most insane editing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Insane.
The cuts
It was really amazing.
insane. It was like
so
the
good.
person who did it was actually
Probably
insane, like
insane,
certifiably insane.
Like yeah.
The cuts for this movie are ridiculous. Like literally, they'll make a cut, but like the camera will hold for like 20 seconds on a door. And you're
Yeah.
like, am I like? Should I like?
What's happening?
Am I zooming into the screen? Is there something on the door that I'm not seeing? I'm making sure. Oh, I must not have the right version. Maybe there's like subtitles that I'm missing that are under the door. It says something. They don't move. The camera just stays there. So that was insane. The way the acting is the most atrocious acting I've ever seen in my entire life. It literally seems like the minute the director, or I don't think it was a director, it's probably just some guy they grabbed off the street, like, hey, random vagrant, you want to just direct this movie real quick? Like, the minute that guy yelled action, they forgot how to have a conversation. Like, they literally were, oh my God, one of the conversations was like, so, do you live on campus? And then they would cut to the girl, takes 10 seconds to answer, so I've been at this school for like 2 years. It's like, wait, what? She's talking to you. You're, at this point, you're just rude. Like you're a rude person. I can't even get over that. It's just rude.
You know what
Like,
this almost sounds like? It's a great candidate for the non-musical version of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I don't know. It's honestly, it's a
Maybe we
good.
could
I
turn
like
it
Rocky
into
Horror.
something.
Yeah, it's a good.
Yeah,
it's a
well-
good candidate for stage 4 terminal cancer. That's
Okay.
what it is.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
That's what I would say.
What did you think about the sets?
So the sets were amazing. They went ahead and they shot all of it, I assume, in like one floor of an apartment building.
Yeah.
And basically every room looked the same, which is like maybe they put some new fold-up chairs in there, and like
It looked like everything was made of
cardboard.
cardboard.
Every single thing was made of cardboard, or everything was CGI'd in such a way that was made of like, I don't know, CGI cardboard. That's what I would say.
Try and guess what the budget of the movie was.
What the budget is?
$25.
Oh my
It was a
gosh,
McDonald's
I would
gift
say-
certificate.
Yeah, probably. They
were promised a $25 McDonald's Visa gift card.
Yeah, that's what it was.
They were
McDonald's better get that
they were
card.
offered a $40 Visa gift card from Loosely Related Podcast.
Yes, yeah, that's what it was.
I want that gift card
to make
back.
this movie. All I know
You
is
went way under budget.
we have better production value here, so I figured out what ours is. I'm gonna say maybe $500.
Yeah. All right.
Joey, the budget of this movie was $5 million.
What?
Who did it go
$5
to?
million?
$5 million.
So it was like $50 million, and that was insane. What?
Do you know what? This probably just is a straight embezzlement. Somebody just pocketed like
That's-
48
that's the
million.
theory.
Yeah. $4.8 million in just.
That's
And
the
then
theory.
took it.
What is the theory? Say it again, Rob.
Somebody probably embezzled the money. It spent like
yeah.
a fraction of the
It's
money.
Like
gotta be.
200,000 of it,
I
and
guess so.
pocketed the other.
Now, had you heard of
4.8.
any of the
Right.
actors? Were any of them familiar? Because I know
No.
you've seen a lot of movies.
I don't even know.
You didn't recognize
it
any
seemed
of them,
like
huh?
a student film, but now you're
That's what I
saying
was gonna
$5
ask
million, so obviously it's not.
Well, they could have begged for
That
money.
just
who
kind of
knows?
blew my mind.
It could
I
have
don't know
been
what
one
to
of those
say anymore.
GoFundMe things or something, you know?
Who the hell
Maybe they
GoFundMe?
GoFunded for $5 million
They
for a
couldn't
film.
get $5 million for the Australian wildfires. They're going to give our $5 million to this freaking
They
piece
should have
of
been
shit?
like the go F me. The other
Yeah,
F.
seriously. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So what else you got for us on this?
So, all right. So the plot is borderline impossible to follow. I don't even know. Like, not
You
even.
did a good
Now, here's the
summary.
thing. Not in like a complex, like convoluted kind of cool faction like Inception,
Inception, yeah,
or like a
right.
Wes Anderson movie that's like kind of cool.
Jacob's
like
Ladder or
it's supposed to be
something,
hard
yeah.
to follow. No, it's just like this is basically
It just doesn't
what it's
make
like.
sense.
It's basically like, oh wait, I thought she was talking on her cell phone. Now she's running down a hallway. Oh wait, no, now she's at the doctor's office. No, wait, now she's having a drink with her friends. Wait, now she's pregnant. Wait, now she's giving birth to a half giraffe, half 747. What? I didn't even know she was pregnant. What the fuck? What is going on? I don't understand. Oh my God! And this is like a little pet peeve, but they kept doing it, and I was gonna let it go, but I had to mention it because it happened like 100 times. They kept making references to like local geographic areas. Like I don't
right
know.
outside their house,
Like,
like-
like
Wouldn't
they're
know.
saying like, oh yeah,
Like
he
what
lives,
we do
he
here.
lives, he lives over on like on Montgomery Drive or like Montgomery, and I'm like, no, I don't know where you live. I don't know these things. That means nothing. As far as I'm concerned, this movie takes place in the seventh circle of hell. I don't know what this is. That was just hilarious. So I said that this is something I wrote this down. This set director needs to be put in a small crate and shipped deep into the middle of the Amazon rainforest. I don't know what would happen.
Sounds like that would be a better movie.
It might be
A better story.
If this guy ever got his hands on the next Fast and Furious movie, the world might just implode. That might just be it. Like, I honestly don't know. The sets were literally, like as Brian said, just made of like straight cardboard, and it was
It sounds
hilarious.
like I just went to like a 7th and 8th grade like play of Beauty and the Beast. That's
Yeah.
what it sounds like. How they
Yeah.
roll out, But they're 7th graders.
It sounds like the
They're
seventh
seventh
grade
graders.
Beauty and the
It's a
Beast
play.
movie was probably better
And
than what you
also,
watched.
they
It was
didn't.
pretty good,
They didn't get $5 million.
Yeah.
So there's that. So now the big thing was this movie's special effects. I will definitely
They're
say this movie was like Avengers Endgame level. If Avengers
not
Endgame
wrong.
took place on Sesame Street, that's basically what it would be.
The majority of the budget went into the animations.
Yeah,
apparently.
I'm telling you, the animation looked like the best way I can describe it to people in a realistic
There was
way.
animated parts?
There was actual animated parts. So when they put on the
Or like
mind
where they
chips-
had like Bambi come into the story.
so no, I mean if Bambi was shaped like a 3-dimensional cube, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry,
Not
yeah,
wrong.
It
I
is like
should say
computer
Bambi.
You had
animated,
to
like
just-
hand drawn.
It was
or what is
computer
it?
animated. I guess. Well, here's the thing: it was computer animated in the sense that they just probably took the camera and put it over their Windows XP screensaver and just like watched all the little blobs going and stuff. And
not
like, that's
wrong.
what it was. That's what I got from
The
that.
guy who does it is probably on Fiverr right now trying to
Yeah.
push his products and stuff.
I think I saw him. He wanted to do our video editing.
He
and was
probably
like,
did.
"How do you
This
guys-"
was a $5 movie. I'll do this movie for $22.
22 bucks.
Guarantee.
Guaranteed best movie.
Guaranteed best movie ever. Guaranteed best blocks. I can give you the best blocks you ever wanted. Dude, I'm telling you, this guy must have had some serious Microsoft Paint skills. That's all I gotta say. He had some serious.
The freaking
it's
animated
crazy.
intros we have are better.
They literally are. First of all, it's not even
Not even-
comparable.
yeah.
It's hilarious to see that these guys actually paid that much money for this. So the whole thing was when
Imagine what we could do if we had $5 million.
If we had $5 million,
our podcast would be
well, with our luck,
Yeah.
off the freaking
one of us
hook,
would
man.
embezzle shit and we'd run off, and then
Oh,
we'd be
it would
stuck with
Forget about it.
blocks and
$5 million.
figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Our
would be-
first meeting would be like, how are we splitting it?
How we
Yeah.
splitting this? All right.
Where are we gonna go with this
Yeah,
one?
exactly. Hell yeah.
I think the funniest thing about the animated sequences is there's no audio behind them. Like so you're watching the most awkward, blocky,
Yes.
I almost wanna watch
non-realistic
this one.
thing, and it
Oh,
also
yes.
has no audio,
Oh,
right?
there's like 3 random times where somebody in the background, I think was like, I think they had piano, and I honestly what happened was there was some guy in the background. He said, "Hey, there's a piano here," and he started playing it, and they yelled, "Stop, we're in the middle of filming. What are you doing? Stop playing the piano!" And they just forgot to take it out. That's honestly what I think happened. Dude, I'm telling you, it was so insane that. So like the whole thing was when they put the mental chips in their brains where they could see things. This animated stuff is like what they're seeing.
Okay.
So what the thing is, eventually it's blocks, but they make people. but the people are like, have you ever seen like when they do like crime reenactments on like a cop
show or something?
Cop show or whatever?
Yeah, like
it was that kind of
cops
animation, and it was the guy, but
Gotcha.
his knife was a cone, and he just like was stabbing the person, and they could see it happening, and this whole thing. So anyway,
this might be where they got that Tom Cruise movie from.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah, probably.
Dude,
It was an inspiration for the one where the time traveling
Vanilla
thing.
That
Sky?
was good. No, that was a good movie though. Not Vanilla Sky. What was the one where they had precogs?
Yeah,
I think that
precogs.
was,
That's it. That's
Minority Report.
Minority
Yeah,
Report.
that was a good
Yes,
movie.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, this is loosely based off of Minority Report.
Yeah.
If Minority Report was also a colonoscopy or something. So I guess this is me just nitpicking the movie. I'm sure it's a great movie.
So let me ask you
are
just
a
one
blind,
thing.
deaf
Let me
person.
just ask you one quick question
Yes.
about the movie.
Sure.
If you were having if you had a choice of a lobotomy
Right.
or watching that movie,
Right.
which would you have chosen?
I would have absolutely chosen the lobotomy, and
Then
if
you could have watched the movie.
See, that's my whole point. But see, the thing is, if I had watched the lobotomy, if I had watched the movie after having a lobotomy,
you would have probably enjoyed it.
I think that I probably still would have hated the movie. Honestly. But anyway,
Why can't you just leave me locked in a cell for 24 hours with nothing?
Dude, it's so bad. So I guess I'll just tell you the plot really quickly. So these two people, they go ahead. They're two medical interns. They create.
Don't
these
ruin this. I
experiments.
might want to watch
I
this.
know. I don't
You
want
absolutely
don't worry.
should watch it.
Spoiler alert. So basically, they figure out how to get these metal chips on, and the metal chips will do whatever. So basically,
Wait, so they could see things with these chips in their
yes.
head. Oh my god,
they
there's
didn't
so
realize
much in
it at
common
first.
with these
yeah,
movies.
it's insane. So all right, so after spending about half the movie using the mental chips to try to figure out who has been murdering students on campus. Oh, there's this phenomenal scene, one of the greatest action sequences since like Bourne Ultimatum when he fights the guy Desh in the apartment.
Awesome.
They're suddenly attacked by I guess like some kind of like apparition, and so now the guy's invisible. Now, so they proceed to fight the invisible murderer by throwing just random cardboard boxes at him, and they just throw them in random directions to try to hit the guy. And occasionally it'll bounce off, and they just push chairs in his way. It really is some serious Jason Bourne shit. I'm not even lying. It's some like quick cuts. My biggest complaint, it was just too like jump camera. And it was like it wasn't
Dude,
great.
there's that shot where like they put the boxes between him and the ghost.
Oh, and the boxes
then
get pushed
boxes
out of
start
the
getting.
way.
But it's clear that it's a person holding the camera pushing
Right.
the boxes
Pushing
on,
the boxes.
under the
Oh my
camera.
God.
There's so clearly like a string somewhere where it's like someone's pulling it.
Yeah.
So they're fighting this guy. Oh, and the guy apparently this imaginary murderer has a knife, but instead of just like killing the people, he just walks up to him and he just gives them like a little cut on like their arm. Like, gotcha. I'm not trying to kill him. I'm trying to be a dick. That's all I'm trying to do.
He's giving him paper cuts.
Yeah, exactly. Literally.
Just for the record, I wanted to let you know
it's
that back
amazing.
in, I think it was 2015, I just found an article. Back in 2015, they outlawed waterboarding as a form of torture for terrorists
This is
people they
gonna be
capture for the United
next,
Torture,
States.
right?
And they substitute it now for this,
okay. That makes
this
more
movie
sense.
now. They
That's worse.
force
You
them
ever
to
seen a
watch
bit
this
of the
movie.
ultra violence, right? With
Yeah.
Alec, a little ultra violence. They sew your eyes open to make you watch this crap.
Yeah.
Really? Yes. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Hell yeah. So anyway, so then they fight this
Clockwork
guy.
Orange, people.
But then all of a sudden it turns out that Matthew, the guy, was dreaming. It wasn't real. He never really had these metal chips
Dude,
in.
I swear to God, I was going to say,
Yep.
if they take this cheap, I was dreaming
Yep.
it the whole time. I swear I was
Yes,
thinking that.
I
was
swear
But
to
that
God.
actually happened.
So he was dreaming the whole time. He never
That is
actually
such
had a
a
badass
cop-out.
fight with an invisible murderer who had the power of just slightly
It's
cutting
such
our
a
heroes
cop-out.
on the arm, but not
The
actually
only
killing
thing
them.
worse is at the end if they make it like it could be real
Right.
still.
Well,
That's the only
that's
worst.
pretty crazy. You just said that, Rob. You obviously have seen this movie. I think Rob directed it. That's what it is. That's
I
why
think it's
Rob's
Rob's
being a little-
movie, and
Rob's
This was the
changes
original
basically
movie
quiet.
by what's his name always talking about.
That was Rob's movie.
This is
Ridley
the
Scott.
Ridley
movie.
Scott's
Ridley Scott
original
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
He swept this under the rug pretty well.
Yeah.
But the big crescendo of the film is that it actually wasn't all a dream, and it was actually not that they were seeing something that had already happened. It was some sort of ESP that these metal chips were giving them, where they could see the future, and basically when he wakes up from his dream and the girl comes back in, it like all of a sudden resets. But now they hear a crash downstairs, and it's not an invisible murderer, it's the actual murderer. He showed up, and it's some guy literally wearing a black t-shirt and black pants, and they give him like a black ski mask, which I assume is like
gotta have
whatever.
that.
But then he
So he was a
takes it
ninja?
off.
That's requisite.
Yeah, he was like your ninja in the sense that he was knocking everything over and making all the noise in the world. He was the
anti-ninja.
Yeah, he was the kind of ninja you
drunk
would see
ninja.
in a Chris Farley movie, but this was this was a drama.
He was a ninja that got expelled from the ninja school.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then expelled from the clown school. So they apparently then the murderer comes upstairs and he's trying to kill them. But then all of a sudden, while the real murderer is chasing these two interns around the room, a chair comes flying across the room and it knocks the murderer down and knocks him unconscious. And then they find out that what this was actually doing it gave them the ability to communicate with the ghosts of people that the murderer had killed. And the person that saved them was the ghost of the kid that he murdered in the beginning of the movie.
Dude, how did you?
That's what happened.
I've seen this movie and I didn't pick any of that up.
I was taking notes. I was
You were into
researching.
there. Holy crap.
Dude.
Let me tell you did like a legitimate. Oh my god.
I don't
It
know
sounds like you
how
have a
to
pretty.
explain it.
It seems like you have to have a
sounds like you
pretty
did pretty
strong
good,
mind in order to pick it up. Because
Yeah.
if you can make it all the way through the movie with your mind
don't
not
expect
being
anyone to get
completely
to that.
turned
Yeah.
into complete mush,
Christopher Nolan
liquid
watches that and
form.
he's like, I got nothing. I don't know.
if at an hour and 10 minutes in this movie it just went to black and they didn't nobody will get to this.
Yeah, no one's gonna. It's like that's it.
Well, you did some job on this,
Dude,
buddy.
all I know is that I would say
That was
the,
amazing.
The
What's
movie
the,
entirely was a giant pile of garbage on top of a giant pile of cat turds. I would say
Did it have any redeeming qualities?
there was one actor in it who I felt like was trying so hard to actually act, and he actually was acting in the sense that like he was pretending to not be like him, like
not
him
present.
himself.
Yeah.
And
That's not a compliment.
that was about it. And then I think that the one animation, it was almost like, here's the thing, if they were trying to be bad, it's amazing. The thing is they were trying to be so
It's
serious.
so funny.
And
it's
they're
gonna
so,
be the next version of
man.
whatchamacallit,
The Room?
The Room.
The Room, yeah.
But it's like, the thing is though, like they take it so seriously where everyone is like, they're equally on board. Like, yeah, man, this is the next freaking like Citizen Kane. This is going to be awesome.
All right. Well, now
I've been
that
waiting for this breakthrough.
But
time.
my point is that I think it's irreparably damaged my faith in like humanity.
Now that I
and
think
everything.
Loosely Related
all
has
that.
actually given a synopsis about this movie, that the movie will gain another 7,000 views.
Probably.
Yeah.
And it will probably climb up to 1.7
Yeah, probably.
on the
I think it probably
IMDb
will.
scale.
I'll
yeah,
give it a
It'll become
10.
a cult classic because of
it already is a
Loosely-
cult
It's already
Yeah,
a cult classic.
okay.
It's already a cult.
A
Just
cult.
A cult.
It's
Like
just
it's
a cult.
It's not really a classic. It's
As
just
in,
a cult.
that's where the money went.
the 7,000
Yeah.
people
Sorry,
are part of
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
They're the next whatever the hell they're waiting for some spaceship to come.
Yeah,
They're gonna
exactly.
drink Kool-Aid. Who knows?
Dude, all I know is I don't know how it
Right.
got a 1.6. I gave it a final score of a goose egg, a solid zero.
Zero.
And that is after last season. There you
all
go.
right,
If
buddy.
you want to
Nice
watch
job.
it, you can find it online. Don't ever pay. If you pay for that movie, don't
fucking
watch
idiot, yeah.
Don't watch Loosely Related Podcast.
It's funny
I
that you
don't
should
want you to
say
watch
that.
my
Right.
podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, so anyway, that's after last
amazing.
season. So, as I said earlier, we did have one other punishment that had to be fulfilled, and I know, Rob, you you did go ahead and fulfill your punishment requirements.
I was
did.
the luckiest recipient.
I'm going to throw it over
So
to
was
you.
his wife.
Okay,
yes,
yes.
I believe it.
So there's a few things to be said about
I
this.
didn't tell Rob to invite you to that film, so I just want putting that
he
out
did
there.
say
right
don't though. You keep saying he
now.
said
I did say don't.
No,
I did warn you about.
You should have
it.
warned
You did.
people about watching this
We
film,
did.
not tell
there
us
was
to
a
watch it.
warning, but I felt like the warning I
Wasn't very-
kept trying to say, like, it's way worse than he's letting
Yeah.
on. It is way
All
worse
right.
than that.
So let this be said: if it's one thing that even the most prestigious of films have difficulty handling, I think it's fair to say time travel, thought control. So why don't we go ahead and do another movie that was a giant suckfest where they tried to do thought control? This
Right.
also was made in 2009, so it was clearly the year of
Year
the
of the-
movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
year of
No
the-
way. That's hilarious. Oh, my
But
God.
unlike Joey's, I don't know if what maybe Brian could check. You could check the
What's up?
the budget for this movie. I watched the not even the Gamer. It's just called Gamer. But this had a number of memorable actors, I have to say.
It did.
It had Gerard Butler, who a
main
lot of people
character,
know.
right?
He plays the guy called Cable.
Yep.
Okay, it had Michael C. Hall, who I actually really like from 6 Feet Under, but
Yeah,
he's probably most
Dexter.
well known as
$50
Dexter.
million.
$50 million.
So is that the same?
That's
The
it was
same-
$5 million for the other
Oh,
one.
5 million.
Oh,
If that
might
movie
as well
was
have been
$50 million,
500 million.
then
But that was $50 million.
It might as well have been based on the cylindrical faces you showed me
Yeah.
during the break.
It might as well have been $5 million.
All right. So it's had Gerard Butler in it, Michael C. Hall like I said, I really liked him in 6 Feet Under, but he also played the main character of Dexter in Dexter, which he was also great.
I loved it.
I saw Kira Sedgwick, who's the wife of Kevin Bacon, but she plays Sheena in this movie. She was on The Closer for many years. She's been silver screen, the big screen. It even had Logan Lerman in it, who, when I first saw him, he looked familiar, and then I realized he's the kid who plays Percy Jackson.
Oh, yes, that's who he is. Okay,
Right.
yeah, right.
So he's in it, and when I saw this guy coming in, who I'm not going to touch on right now, I'm going to say it a little while later, because I thought maybe this movie's about to pick up. Okay, burnt. Okay, so again, similar to what Joey was saying, this is a movie that deals with like thought control and futuristic ideas.
Really, that's ironic.
It's the idea that there's this future mind control game. It's like a multi on player. What do you call it? Multi? I'm like multiplayer online.
Multiplayer.
Massive multiplayer online.
There you
MMO,
go.
MMO.
MMO.
Yeah.
I would call this a big schmo because it sucked. But basically, all right, let me tell you. So it's about this guy, Gerard Butler plays this guy named Cable, spelled with a K, not to be confused with the actual Marvel character
That's
Cable.
hilarious.
Right.
So he's a death row convict because he's accused with murder. You don't know why, but you know, of course, like typical, he's obviously been falsely accused. It's obvious that he has a heart because it's very early. It shows you that he goes and saves people out of his way, risking his own life. So would most death row inmates do that? I would guess not.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, it's a Doom type environment. Where it's played in this big battlefield, like a total online gaming style.
Okay.
But the twist here is that the guy played by Michael C. Hall has this proprietary technology where people on death row can sign up to become gamers. So what happens is you have say, Joe, you're affluent, you have all kinds of excess money, like in real life, basically.
Right, yeah, right.
Exactly.
Of course.
They put this. I love when they always use this term ubiquitously. Like, it doesn't mean any. It's a nanotechnology. Nano just means small, people. So I don't know what.
Right. Yeah,
it's
right.
nanotechnology.
That's like an Ant-Man. It's like, you guys just put the word quantum in front of everything?
Yeah.
Like,
it's quantum nano mega gigabyte, son. So they put those nanobytes in your head. So and they put this, and it's so stupid the way they show you. I swear to God, if you knew anything about like science, what they show you is actually kind of how HIV works. It hijacks your CD4 cell, which helps you make these memory cells, B cells, that help fight illness.
Okay.
And then once they do that, once they replicate, instead of replicating to help you, they're replicating the virus and actually killing off your cell. When they show you that thing, I don't think it's meant to be like that because nobody's probably thinking in those terms. I'm like, did he put HIV in this guy's head? Because that's what it's like.
Right, of course.
It's replicating that way, like a virus would, I guess. Mm-hmm. But anyway, instead of that, during while the guy is in the game field, so imagine you're playing, like, what's one of those big MMOs? Like, those first-person
Destiny.
like any of those, right? So imagine that's more like the first-person shooter style in, like, the way that one of those war games are played.
Right, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you're all in this crazy battlefield. You don't know who the enemy really is. I don't know if they're also inmates. They never explain that.
Sure, right.
But the group of hero, anti-hero / victims really is they're called Slayers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have
Slayers.
to get through this game 30 times without dying. Of course, nobody's done it. Nobody's even come close to it.
Right.
And then there's also a blurb of an explanation about this other faction of people who I think they only explained it because one guy later on, who I'll tell you about, becomes, I think, the only example of this.
Okay.
But they're basically inmates who have no control of what they do, but they volunteer for it. They have no control of what they do. Like, somebody completely controls them with this nano mega gigabytes.
Right, of course. There we go.
Technology.
Yes.
So they have no control. It's totally random for them. It's like a roll of dice, but they only have to survive once.
Okay.
And they're free. So that's what I probably should have explained.
Okay.
They get a death row pardon. And they're completely free.
You know what the problem is?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what the problem is right now?
What?
I feel like I'm reliving the movie, and I actually want to leave.
You actually want to, like, all right, you know what?
Well, this is brought upon by
Yes,
you.
it is.
Can I
I
come
tried
back when
watching
the
this
segment is
movie
over?
about 72
Now you know
times.
why I said G.I. Joe,
I
right?
kind of almost
Although
regret. I
that
kind of
would've been
almost
bad.
regret that I made Rob
Yeah.
have to watch this movie and review it because now I have to go through it a second
You have
time.
to listen to
Let
it.
me
There
tell you
go,
what's
man.
going on. And this is not, I'm not making this up. I had 48 hours basically of just unstoppable, ferocious diarrhea
Yes, right.
and vomiting.
Yep.
And that was the second worst thing that happened to me last day. I watched this movie. I kept starting because I was so weak and depleted from the nanotechnology.
I
kept forgetting. I'm like, is this what I saw?
Yeah, right.
I wasn't sure. It was so complicated. There's so much flashing lights and like absurd amount of like cut. It's just like you said, those fast rapid cutscenes because they're too lazy to show you what an actual like interaction of battle looks like.
Right.
They don't really know how to direct a good quality like combat scene.
Like 1917.
That it's like you're on my back and all of a sudden I've rolled you 5 feet and you're not sure what the hell happened.
Yeah,
you're just left to your imagination.
Yeah.
It's like a good job of this would have been the first Taken.
Right.
This would have been like Taken 43.
Yeah.
Like, you know how the second and third one was different directors? They started doing the quick cuts. It didn't make any sense.
You guys know. He's an old guy. He's good at karate.
You know, you don't have to see it.
Like, in one hand, there's like 1 second you see a fist, and the next time you see him, he's rolled in a mud pit. And you're like, what the hell happened in the last 42 frames?
Wait, what happened?
You don't understand it.
First a mud pit.
It's like, what the hell happened? It's
Helicopter.
so many quick.
What?
And there's flashing. I literally thought at some point I might have a seizure.
Really?
Because there's so much activity in the back, and you don't know what it is.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. They're constantly cutting back and forth. Michael C. Hall plays this mastermind. I forget the guy's name. Who gives a crap?
Right, of course.
But he runs this company, and he's a recluse, and he's a genius.
Of course.
And he's the one who's all behind the nanotechnology. Of course, he becomes the ultimate bad guy.
Yeah.
Which you found out in the first 2 minutes after you saw him. You're like, oh, this is not a surprise at all. He's the bad guy.
Yeah, right.
Kara Sedgwick plays this woman, Gina. She's like a sensationalist news personality who's just after the story. She's not good or bad.
Yeah,
She's
right.
just out for herself. She's the succubus.
Right.
So then there's Logan Lerman. He plays Simon. So Simon controls Cable, quote unquote. Cable is this guy who's like, I guess when you meet him, he's already had like 20 or plus battles. He's the guy who's come closest. People are rooting for him.
Right.
Now, I should say that the guy, Michael C. Hall, is famous for this, has also made another more casual, quote unquote, game. I think it's called Society.
Yeah.
And Society is basically, imagine the worst of people.
Okay.
So it's constantly like, and I can't hold it back. I guess what I'm trying to say is this movie's about 80% soft porn.
Yes.
And the most grotesque way you can imagine with
Yeah.
no filter, no editing, no like couth whatsoever doing it, because we've seen it done. We've seen bad things done well.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, Seven is a great example.
Yeah, right.
Where you're exploring the horribleness of human beings.
Right.
But in almost a tasteful way.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah, sure.
This is not that at all. This
No.
is a complete opposite. I think there's probably some soft porns that had better editing. in it.
Yeah. better
Well, it had some
Probably,
better
yeah.
character development.
Yeah, better character, real fleshed out in a different type of way.
Yeah.
No, what I want
But-
to know, Brian, if you, I don't know if you can even.
What's up?
You probably won't be able to find out today, but you'll have to look into it, or one of us will.
Oh. Did anyone
Because, like-
die from watching gamers?
Well, that could be, but
Probably.
the last one we reviewed, we found out that the director actually boosted his thing up to 7. Now this one's 5.8, and I have
it's
a very
5.8.
strong
and
Yeah,
a lot
right.
more viewers.
that
Don't forget how
no,
many
it
big
could be
stars
another
we
one
said,
of
so that
these
attracts
cases.
people into it.
Yeah.
This guy had a lot more money out him. Maybe he opened a lot
Yeah,
more.
I tried
a
to
lot
check
more
the
accounts.
director.
Maybe,
the only thing
yeah.
I know about the
And
director that
reviewed
his
that
wife
even
is
more.
in the movie, of course.
Okay.
Oh,
fair
yeah.
enough,
I forgot who she plays,
Well,
but
Okay.
she's
the
in
thing
the movie.
about like IMDb is that's usually on the higher side because it's user scores.
Yeah,
and
right,
I feel
yeah,
like there
you're
are most people have lower expectations, like,
Okay.
or, like
Zero
lower
expectations.
standards,
Right.
Yeah, well,
Well,
especially
Like,
since there's like talent in it. Like,
Right.
so it
And
could
there
be
are.
someone just loves Gerard Butler. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Can do no wrong.
so Michael C. Hall, one of the biggest problems with him in this movie is that I think he's a wonderful actor. Seriously,
Yeah.
I think he's a very good actor.
He's great.
He has zero to work with.
Yeah.
This script is horrible. I mean, the most atrocious way. We could have sat down as the four of us and knocked something out better after several drinks over a weekend.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So let me explain to you how much better it could be. I don't know how many of you have seen this, but you want to see a similar quality actor. Well, okay, personally, I think he's a little better, but
Yeah.
you want to tell someone who could take a bad part playing a psycho. Like, he doesn't really need rhyme or reason. He has actually less reason in the movie than Michael C. Hall. He at least has millions and billions of dollars. And I guess he's sadistic. But you
Right.
want to see a good sadistic actor.
Yeah.
Who's seen Leon the Professional?
Oh, I've never seen all the way through, but you're going to talk about like,
Such
Gary
a good
Oldman,
one.
right?
Gary Oldman
Oldman in
plays
that
this guy
movie.
Stansfield in the beginning.
Yeah.
And he listens to his classical music. What the hell is he listening to? Because he's insane. Who the
Right.
hell? But there's this part where there's just all this shooting happen and he's going through. But you can believe he's that crazy. He's
Yeah.
eccentric. He's
Right.
like an eccentric, crazy man.
Yeah.
That's believable. Even Gary Oldman in the movie with Christian Slater where he plays the pimp.
Yeah, right.
Where he's crazy. You remember that? That's another great movie. I got to look that movie up.
Yeah.
But he's just crazy for being crazy. He can pull it off.
Yeah.
In no way does Michael C. Hall pull this off.
No.
It's horrendous. And they try so hard. I'll get to this in the end because my mind almost exploded. I felt a ripple effect going down the center of my parietal area of my head because I thought it was going to split open because I couldn't believe what the hell was happening. Even my wife was like, what the hell is happening? Out loud, she said. We didn't we were like, what the hell is happening?
No,
I remember that.
That's the only thing I remember about that movie.
Memories. It's like, what the hell's going on right now?
So there's a point in the movie, I'll try not to drag it out too much longer, where, of course, Michael C. Hall has something on Gerard Butler, or vice versa. Gerard Butler knows something that he doesn't know. He knows but doesn't remember because he's secretly really a good guy.
Yeah.
But Gary Oldman, I wish it was Gary Oldman, but he was too smart to be in this movie. Good for you, Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you. All right, so Michael C. Hall is like this sinister guy who owns this billion-dollar company, and there's these people called the Humans, spelt in some kind of weird way.
Okay.
But it's humans.
Yeah.
But they just want to be called Humans.
Humans.
And it's led by somebody who has the same name as this movie. Ludacris. Maybe you heard him, the rapper.
Oh, cool.
Is in this.
Luda.
Yeah, Luda's in there.
Nice.
Trying to get paid. I hear you, Luda.
There you go.
Good job.
There you go.
And they're like this faction of like rebels who are like cyber tech smarty pantses. And they're like trying to stop Michael C. Hall's dream of basically taking over everybody. That's really what he's doing.
Yeah.
It starts where he eases you into it because these are just degenerate killers. And who cares what happens to him? And it's raising money for the government. Blah, 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 blah. But of course it's not going to stop there.
Yeah, right, of course.
So this other game he has, quote unquote, called
Society.
Society.
Yeah.
It's just like sexually explicit all the time.
Really?
And of course, Gerard Butler's wife is desperate to make enough money to raise her kid, who's their kid together, after the husband gets taken away, that she's just being used and abused. Now, the one slothy, and I can't say that enough, slothy, disgusting character who's like cyberly connected to her, he looks like Jabba the Sweaty Hutt.
Ew.
He's actually grosser
God.
than Jabba the Hutt.
No.
Wow.
He literally is on like a scooter. He's just like constantly naked,
God.
and he's always talking to these disgusting men. He's like, "Are you still a bad boy?" And he's playing, but he has the skin of a very attractive woman who dresses like this disgusting hula.
Ew, it's
right?
so gross.
It never stops. I will literally say, and I'm not exaggerating. I don't want to be overly crude, but there's multiple, not one, multiple scenes of guys getting off on this person in public.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it just
That's
never
disgusting.
I don't even
stops.
remember
Seriously?
this.
Dude, you
Holy
should. You
crap.
probably
Probably
erased it
blocked
from
it
your
out,
mind.
yeah.
I
It is
probably
so
did. I don't
bad.
even remember it. I
It
knew
is
that
so
it was
bad.
bad, but I didn't remember.
That's what I'm
I don't
saying,
remember
man.
that.
So let me wrap up by saying I know I didn't completely. I'm starting to get sick just
Dude,
even
no, it's
thinking about
fine,
it.
dude.
But there's flashbacks of where he starts to realize he's not a bad guy, being Gerard Butler. He was basically what they all find out at the end is that Michael C. Hall also implanted himself, of course, with this nano mega gigabyte technology.
Okay.
But his is only to transmit where everyone else is to receive. So if he really tries hard enough, he forces people to do what he wants.
Right.
Outside of the game.
Oh.
Bum, bum, bum.
In the
Yeah,
real world.
in the real world.
And he is secretly adopted Gerard Butler's daughter.
Oh.
So he's been controlling everybody, including the reason why Gerard Butler's on death row. He made him shoot a guy who used to be his army,
wow.
like compatriot or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can try to resist, but eventually you're overwhelmed. He doesn't know why he's doing it. They show the flashback where he's like, and he's like, no, when he shoots him.
Yeah.
I wish he shot me.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was. I was like, yes. I was like, ah.
Yes,
That's-
finally. Oh,
It sounds like
It's a movie.
it sounds like that should come with the movie.
Yeah.
Like as you're watching, when you get the videotape or
this
the
option.
DVD or the
And at
digital,
first you're like, why would I even want this? And then you're like, oh shit, I threw it out. Where is it? Go to the garbage.
Now let me make the last 2 points of this movie,
Yeah.
and then we'll let it go. There's a point in the movie where they introduce another guy, and this is how cliche the movie is. I'm not making these names up. This is the name of the guy. They introduce Terry Crews, who I love.
Oh, yeah, I
From
love
My
Terry
Girls,
Crews. I love
Brooklyn
him.
911. He's if you don't know who he is, he's an enormous African American
Sure.
actor with giant muscles. He's often
great.
played for comedy.
Yeah.
But in this case, he plays this real killer. He's the one example of guy who's completely loose. He doesn't tether to anybody.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have that neural connection.
Okay.
The neural connection actually gives you a split second. Imagine like a ping, a delay.
Okay.
That's Michael C. Hall's big game to be able to kill Gerard Butler before Cable's able to get out of this system.
Okay.
Because he's coming up to his 30th game.
Yeah.
Of course, They outsmart him. Gerard Butler gets hammered. You don't know why he's drinking, but eventually he finds a way to get out of the game by vomiting all the ethyl alcohol back into a car that he starts up and drives out of the game.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
He vomits
I don't
alcohol.
remember this.
So that's how he holds it
gas
into him.
tank.
Right. And then he also pees in it. I should mention that. He voids.
Okay, of course.
He micturates in it.
That makes sense.
$20 word for urination.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do.
So then Terry Crews jumps onto
I
the
do
car.
that all the time.
Yeah.
Terry Crews, who plays a guy, I swear to God, his name is Hackman. And they give him no reason for being other than to kill Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
That's his only reason. And for some reason, he loves it. He's like, oh, I'm unattached. And they try to make him this guy, but they flush him out 0%. You don't know who the hell he is. He has a big, sewn on neck, and you can see he's had it snapped several times. That's what they're alluding to. Gerard Butler is a straight killer, where this Terry Crews is just this enormous maniac.
Right, of course.
And he's a henchman.
Oh, what a terrible use of Terry Crews.
Yeah, dude, he's so underused in this. It doesn't make any sense. He looks like he's embarrassed to be there.
Yeah, right.
There's zero. It's totally flat affect.
Yep.
He's like, I'm going to get your two ladies before you get them. I'm Terry Crews. Pecs.
This is me.
I wish he actually did show us back. That would have been a better use of
Yes,
time.
I agree. Yeah.
He should have made them boobies dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
But speaking of boobs, I got to tell you, my wife and I are very different in that I like certain movies. Same with violence for me. If there is a reason, I know my wife wouldn't agree with this. I appreciate her point of view. I love my wife. She gets very upset. There's even scantily clad ladies in it. So thank you again, Joe.
Oh, yeah, that's
This
great.
is building to a point
I
here.
didn't tell you to watch it with your wife.
You should have told nobody
you
to
were
watch
supposed
it.
to watch it.
You should,
Nobody
you
should
And I
watch
did
it.
say
No one should watch
And
it.
I did say nobody should watch it, right?
Including
I think
Rob.
But this was a punishment, so fair is fair. I'll get my day back.
Yeah,
There'll
you
be
will.
revenge.
Oh,
Yes.
possibly today. We'll see
The
what happens.
two most important
after
parts of
this.
this movie. There's a part where he finally, Gerard Butler finally breaks out. There's a confrontation with Michael C. Hall.
Of course.
As you know, it's got to come to a head.
Yeah.
He goes into his mansion. Of course, it's all his little tricks.
Yes.
Michael
Oh,
C.
God,
Hall's
this part
using.
of the movie
This
I
is the
remember.
part.
There's a
Yeah.
part where he breaks out to complete song and dance with
Yes.
an silhouette.
Yes.
Where the guy's like,
okay, that's what I remember. Yes, Rob.
and he sings and dances to Frank Sinatra's
Yes.
"I Got You Under My
yes,
Skin,"
yes.
but fully
But
serious.
Fully
Like,
serious.
and
fully. I've got you.
I remember
But
this, like,
completely
under my
outside of the
skin.
scope of the movie. It was like they just
Yes.
forgot the movie.
It makes no sense.
Yes.
And Gerard
and they
Butler's
just
beating
started
up all
doing
these
this
guys.
stupid thing.
That's when he
And it was
really
like,
fully realizes
what
that,
is
of course, he
going
beats everybody up, including Terry Crews again, but without any real awesome confrontation.
Right.
There's no great fight scene between them. He beats him up several times easily.
Yeah.
There's really never even
Right.
you're never worried that he's not going to get out.
Yeah, right,
It
right.
just makes no sense. It doesn't give you that sense of foreboding.
Right.
Like, oh, God, he might not make it. You know, the
No,
whole
it does
time
give
he's
you a
gonna
sense
make
of
it.
foreboding. It gives you a
No.
sense of foreboding that you're sitting there watching the movie.
What's going to
God.
happen to my brain by the time it's over?
Yeah,
That's what-
exactly.
So and he goes, I've got you
Yeah, hilarious.
under my skin.
Yes.
And he's doing this full
And he
on
made
song
me
and
have
dance.
an entire new perspective
Dude.
of that song. I don't think I was ever. I don't think I
It's
listened to that song
awful.
for like 6
Yeah.
years or 7
It's
years after
awful.
that.
Terrible.
And he's just beating up all these guys again, including Terry Crews for the second or third time because he's going to do it again one more last time. That's when he finally comes to full fruition that he understands Michael C. Hall kind of controls him. He overrides. He tries to get him to kill his own daughter, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
But he overrides it, and he gives this kid Logan back or what's he play in the movie? Simon.
Yeah.
He gives him back control of him.
Yeah.
So that Michael C. Hall can't control him anymore.
Oh, okay.
And he finally is able to stab him.
He stabs him.
Yeah, but I felt like I had been stabbed
Yes,
in the
of
heart by
course.
my best friend,
Yes,
Joe.
yep.
I was like, tu, Joseph?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and that's what
But
it was.
this isn't the best part of the night.
So, but the best part of
This is a Saturday night with my wife, and
Right.
I'm telling you right now, in the very same fashion as we have these little envelopes
Yes.
in Oscars.
And the
Before you
Oscars,
go
yes.
on, let me just say I want to let you guys know.
Oh God.
Since seeing that movie,
Yes.
I've developed nanotechnology, which
Oh,
controls
okay,
your
here we
brain
go.
too, and
Yes.
that's the reason why Rob watched that movie.
Oh, I see. That makes
how
sense.
we
I
got through
forced
it.
him
There you go.
to
I
watch
felt like
the
I was
movie.
being forced.
I controlled
right?
him.
I bet it did. I bet it did.
And now I will be, and I know, of course, she's going to say something about because she made mention of it several times.
Yeah.
But to be fair, my wife loves me so much. There's a woman who's seen The Wire. I don't know if you've seen The Wire. Empire.
I have not.
Yeah.
All 5 seasons.
Yep.
But that's done for a reason. These
Right.
people are low socioeconomic, on drugs. Like, it makes sense.
Right.
This is just beating you over the head with nonsense boobs and butt for no reason.
For no reason.
And making it so disgusting. You want to vomit, dude.
Yeah.
And I did. So anyway, I have no idea exactly what this says, Joe, but she said to give this to you, and then you're supposed to read this.
All
I'm
right, so
supposed
this
to
is
read
a
this.
envelope that Rob is handing
And the envelope
my dad.
says...
You gotta do the
Envelope,
drum.
I
Drum
assume
roll,
from-
Joey.
I would assume from
me put my
Stephanie.
glasses on, ladies and
It is
gentlemen.
a card.
Today on Loosely Related Podcast, we have
A card
A
from
card
Stephanie,
from-
Rob's wife.
and one of our
All right, Dad.
one of our
read that out
loyal
loud.
friends.
She does
we
listen
go.
one
to
of our
us.
loyal listeners.
All right, Dad, go ahead.
To whom it may concern, Joe, in parentheses, that movie was not Stephanie rated and a huge piece of garbage.
There we go.
Yep, there.
The amount of female parts displayed made this a porn-filled pile of poo. I'm
Nice.
surprised she's-
Porn-filled pile of poo. That is amazing
we're
alliteration
gonna
right
have
there.
to put that-
Porn-filled pile of poo.
We're going to change it to
Oh my God, that's
porn-filled
amazing.
pile of poo podcast.
Porn-filled pile of poo.
I'm gonna do an
podcast.
IMDb right now and say that.
That's
All
amazing.
right.
Yeah.
We're going to have to copyright that shit
All right.
because that's going to... All right.
All right.
So, and then it says, that hurts the heart of Jesus. Now, she's also a very religious person, too.
Yes.
So, all right. There was an issue with us trying to stream it again.
Yes.
Is that okay?
I'll tell you about that.
It was an actual porn.
Yes.
We ended up spending $3.99.
$3.99 for
We
that?
rented it.
Wow.
No.
Why?
We tried.
Oh,
We tried to
no.
stream it from a site, and the one night it worked.
Yeah.
And the next night, I swear to God, this happened when I tried to watch Krampus.
Yeah.
It started. I didn't remember the movie that well because I was
Yeah.
half asleep. I didn't feel well.
Yeah.
And it starts with this like half Latina girl making some kind
Oh,
of pizza.
no.
And she's got like a very slinky top, but I'm like, maybe it's the game. I don't know. She starts playing this game, and there's this girl. She's like doing a dance in the controller, and
Yeah.
the next thing you know, she's like doing something with the other girl. I'm like, I don't think this is the game. Well, it took me like good 5 minutes to. I asked my wife, it's a true story.
That's hilarious.
Somebody must have uploaded something else to the stream.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
what?
that's 100%
oh, that's
true.
hilarious. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
like, they're showing a lot of boobs. Oh my, what's
So-
she doing?
you can't do that.
We ended up
No.
We ended
We
up
did. We had to
spending
rent it.
$3.99 to complete it.
Yeah.
I'll let Rob share the rest of our negative feedback. I'll try to forgive you, Joe. Love Stephanie.
Love
well,
Stephanie.
Again,
Well, there you go.
Stephanie, I gave a soft
Here
warning.
comes the defense.
I gave a soft warning to Rob, and it was Rob's punishment, not your punishment.
But indirectly now it's
I've been
Stephanie's
punished twice.
punishment. There
I
we
think
go.
it's your fault because you're
Oh,
getting
okay. Look
too
at that. Look at
directly
that.
involved with the
Look at
podcast.
that.
It's the podcast punishment.
Right.
Oh, you're getting in trouble more.
Yeah. Now there you go. You're digging
Now
yourself
I'm
into a
getting in
deeper
trouble.
hole
She
now.
listens
That's
to
what
this
you're doing.
podcast.
So I'm gonna put it out there for now on. Podcast punishments are for podcast hosts and producers only.
Oh, okay.
Oh
All right.
my
Fair
God.
enough.
Period.
All right. There we go.
And otherwise, if you involve yourself again, then that's on you, not me.
All right. Well, lads,
Well, I won't be here anymore.
It sounds a lot like
I'm very sorry,
anybody else who
Stephanie.
wants to pass the blame. There we go.
Yes.
It was a nice time working with you guys
It
as a
was good.
podcast.
There we go. And that will be
Brian, you
under
enjoy
Loosely
taking
Related.
over my spot.
Very
so I won't be allowed here anymore.
All right.
Very
Anyway,
sorry,
so
Stephanie.
in the meantime, so that wraps up our Oscar punishment. I think what we're going to
got
probably
through
do
it.
is we're going to take a little break right now. We got something a little special planned. It's a little bit, a little different.
It's
Which
gonna be
only
fun.
you know about.
Which
Yes.
only I know about. It's a little surprise we got coming up. We're going to take a little break right now. And we will be right back with or rather my special surprise.
See you in a
Okay.
minute.
All right. See you in a little bit.
Hey, Loosely Related Podcast listeners. It's 2020, the year of change. We don't care if you're independent, Republican, Democrat, or whatever, as long as you're listening to Loosely Related Podcast.
And we here at Loosely Related Podcast thank you for listening to us and appreciate your continued support. Don't forget to like and subscribe on. And where can they like and subscribe, Joe?
Well, if you want, you can like and subscribe on all of our social media platforms, which is at Instagram at loosely_related. You can find us on Twitter at LRPodcast. That's POCASTS. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Google Play Music. And you can watch us on YouTube. And if you want, you can always drop us a line at our email, looselyrelatedpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah!
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Loosely Related Podcast after
Hi.
that much-needed break. Our brains, I think, still need to recover. Yours are fried forever, and I'm sorry for that. I really do apologize.
We're probably doing this whole
those
segment
movies.
with nobody watching at this point.
At this point, I don't think anybody no one listens to podcasts anymore.
No.
We've ruined the podcast industry. 900,000 podcasts.
900,000
on
plus,
podcasts.
we're down to 3 again.
Just back down to just Joe Rogan and I don't know, maybe like Ben Shapiro.
Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder.
That's about it. He doesn't care about anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're gonna do something different. And, we have done a lot of trivia in the past, and, we had a lot of recurring themes for a while, and then we started getting more professional. And, we started moving away from some of our sort of recurring segments, not because we don't like them, just because I think that we just started to expand a little bit. But I thought we'd kind of go back to our roots
we
a little
need
bit
input for
this
that,
episode.
though, right?
Yeah, I think a little bit.
We'd like to get some input back from the people that are
yeah,
out
for
there.
sure.
Let us know what you like.
If you guys if you guys want us to bring back some of the trivia, I know like one of the big things we used to do was the Google feed thing.
Yeah.
Google feed.
If you guys like,
that.
we used to do like the
Judge thing,
the judge
time
thing.
capsule.
Time capsule. Yeah, man. So
Florida man.
Definitely that. Florida man has already made 2, which is pretty.
Yo, I saw an article
like
the other day. It was literally a Florida man thing. It was like this guy in the Blue Jays got arrested for indecent exposure in Florida, and I was like, of course that would be in Florida.
See, the thing is, he was a good Christian man, and then he stepped off the plane in Florida, and he was like, I'm gonna pull my pants down. Like,
It
why
might
is
have to be more than that for indecent exposure.
Oh
in
no,
Florida.
he was doing more than that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
In Florida, you gotta go next level.
He probably just
That's a
got
fair
finished watching Gamer.
Yeah.
Gamer, that's what it was. He thought he was I'm being controlled by a memory chip. But yeah, so one of the things we wanted to do was get back to the trivia thing, and I spent some time, but I wanted to do it, but as I said, we've been getting more and more sort of professional, and I wanted to go all out if we're going to bring it back. I want to bring it back in style. So what this next segment upcoming is going to be is a loosely related Jeopardy trivia segment. We went all out. We got a full-blown Jeopardy board. I'm sure I got it recording right now. Brian's going to have it popping up.
Potato head.
Figure it out.
We got 6 categories. We got 30 questions in total. We got a final Jeopardy. We got Daily Double in there. And we got our 3 guys. As you can see, Brian's on camera.
Yeah.
My dad's on camera. Rob's on camera. I will be your host, your makeshift Alex Trebek.
And he's going to sound just like him,
Alex
too.
Trebek.
Sound just like
Which
him.
one of us is Sean Connery?
Yeah, exactly.
Go screw your mother, Alex.
That's what your mother said last night.
That was pretty good.
So, I think this is going to be, everybody has their buzzers. We're going to buzz in. We got the whole thing all set up, ready to go. I want to say big shout out and thank you to factdil.com. They allow, they have this great website. If you want, you can pay for it. It's a paid service, but you can also get it for free. It's like $5 a month. You can make all your own Jeopardy boards wherever you want. You can make it like, it's only going to be 1 round, but you can make 3. I saw one person you could just do unlimited trivia where it was just Jeopardy questions, as many as you want. Like somebody had 1,000 questions.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, with all that being said, we have our contestants. On the board, we have Potato. The potato is who? Who's the potato?
I'm the potato.
So Brian is the potato.
They didn't have a sweet potato, so I had to be a regular potato.
That's fair, I guess. A little more extra carbs. We got Lemon. Who's the lemon?
I'm a lemon.
Rob is the lemon, and Dad,
I am watermelon
you
head.
are the watermelon head. All right, so we got our 3
Happy
contestants.
watermelon head.
We got our hosts. Well, here's what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Brian, what number am I thinking of?
17,000.
Okay. Well, Dad, what number am I thinking of?
42,672.
Okay, we're going to start over again. I'm thinking of a
7.
number between 1 and 10, you freaking losers.
That's my bad.
Pick a number between 1 and 10. Brian, go. He can't talk. Brian's laughing.
I'm going to say 8.
8. All right, Brian. I said 5. You're 5.
7.
Okay, Brian was closest. Brian's going to go first. So, Brian, you are going to do, now this is a typical Jeopardy fashion. So, we have the categories. You're going to say blah, 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 4, 500, whatever. You have to answer in the form of a question. All right, Brian? So, whatever category you want, we're going to jump right in.
Yeah,
Everybody gets
it's
to buzz in.
Jeopardy,
Brian just picks the
Joe.
category.
Come on.
That's all it is.
I don't even know. Let's do American history for 500.
American history for going right for 500.
500.
Right for the 500. All right, so here we go. The U.S. and the Soviet Union teetered on the brink of nuclear war during this in October of 1962. And the potato has buzzed in first.
Oh.
Potato, what do we have here? What's your answer?
What is a Cuban Missile Crisis?
And that is The Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah.
Okay, correct. All right.
This is real money, right?
So
We
Potato.
shouldn't trust this fat
Potato
guy.
has gotten 1. That's 500 right
Nice
off the
fat
bat.
guy.
I'm gonna lower
500.
that a
Good
little
job,
bit.
Potato.
Right off the bat, we got 500 there for Potato.
Mr.
Potato,
Potato
you
Head.
keep going. You got the board. You have control right now.
Potato on the board.
What
keep that
is
going.
my job in the movie for 300?
My job in the movie for 300. We have Jodie Foster, Clarice Starling, in Silence of the Lamb.
Oh.
And the Lemon buzzed in first. Lemon, what do we got?
She is an FBI agent.
The answer is an FBI agent. Now, I will give you a free pass for this point.
It wasn't a question.
Form of a question.
Oh,
What is an
well,
FBI agent?
okay.
I will give you a free pass. That was
Okay,
for
thank
plus
you.
300. So Lemon has 300.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Now, Rob, you have control of the board. Choose your next category.
Let's go technology 100.
Technology for 100. Here we go.
Yeah.
Apple has the App Store. This rival has Play. Up, and we got Watermelon is buzzed in. What do we got, Watermelon?
What is Google Play?
What is Google Play? Google Play. That is good.
Sure, I get the
All right.
$100 one.
You get the $100 one. Dad, you have control of the board.
I'm going to say American history for 400.
American history
Uh-oh.
for 400. Here we go. The U.S. got involved in Vietnam by helping this nation try to regain control of its former colony. Brian, what do we got?
Oh. What is Madagascar?
All right, Brian is incorrect there.
Are you sure? I saw that lion. He said it is Madagascar.
Rob or Dad has a chance to buzz in.
I'm trying to. It won't
Hoping.
buzz.
His,
Oh, no, I'm down to 100
He buzzed
again.
already,
Yep.
I think. Yeah, because he buzzed already.
Oh, okay, so there we go. So the actual
So you
answer
got it,
was France.
You know, I knew
The
that answer. I
was
know
that's right, it
France.
was
He should have been
France.
able to guess because he
Yes.
had buzzed second.
That's true. That's what it was. But all right, so the idea
Yeah, but
is
he
I
was-
should
You were
have
buzzed in.
probably
I
should have
was
clarified
buzzed in.
this. In Jeopardy, first person
I
buzzing
knew
gets
it
it wrong.
France.
That's basically it, I think, right? I'm not
No,
sure. I
no,
haven't played
you get
Jeopardy.
to buzz
Yeah.
in
All
the
right, so you
second
know what
time.
I'm gonna do in the
I
future.
knew the
we're gonna
answer
go
was
ahead and do
France.
that. There we go. All
I
right,
knew
so
it
you
was
know what we're
France.
gonna read. We're gonna go.
Yeah,
ahead. It's
me
gonna be-
too.
It's a
Because
learning.
I'm a Lula
learning
Ramon.
experience.
It's a learning experience
All
for
right.
everybody involved.
Yeah,
but
there you
keep
go.
that
Viva
in mind.
la
When you get a
resistance.
question wrong, you do lose points. Keep that in mind.
Oh,
You get it
I'm
wrong,
an
you
idiot.
lose points. Yes. All right, so we now have. So we're gonna go right back
So,
to
Joe,
Dad. You still
right?
have the board. Still have
Okay,
control.
Joe.
Of the
I
board.
still have the board, so I'm going to say musical legends for 400.
Musical Legend for 400. His number one country song, A Boy Named Sue, was recorded live at San Quentin
Whoa.
Prison. Lemon has buzzed in. Lemon, what is your answer?
Who is Johnny Cash?
Who is Johnny Cash? The answer is correct.
Oh, wow.
Johnny Cash.
Look at
All
that.
right. Now, Rob, you have control of the board.
Oh, I want to go with pop culture for 200.
Pop culture for 200. All right, here we
Nice.
go. This book series, which began in 1997, went on to break records. And we have Lemon has already buzzed in, selling more than 500 million copies worldwide. Lemon, what is the answer?
So who is or what is? What is Harry Potter?
What is Harry
Oh,
Potter?
wow.
Nice.
I should
Here
have
we
known
go.
that
job,
one.
man.
Lemon has
Killing
gotten that. That was for, I believe,
200.
200, I believe, correct?
Yep.
All right, Rob, you still have control of the board.
Let's go. Make a selection for 200.
Make a selection for 200. So now this category is a sports category. This category
Oh.
is about drafts in different sports leagues. So the
Oh.
NBA, NFL. This is a sports history category.
Oh, I'm fucked.
Oh,
These
cool.
questions are going to be based on draft selections
Draft.
in various
selections.
sports
Oh,
worlds.
no.
Here we go. So make a selection for 200. With the first overall pick of the 1999 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts selected this insurance salesman as a Tennessee QB. Potato has buzzed in. What do we got, Potato?
Who is Tony Romo?
Nope, that is incorrect.
Did he even play on the Colts?
Anybody else gonna buzz in here? What do we got?
Oh my God.
Got to buzz in if you got it. Up.
I have no idea.
That
I'm going to end up
is-
owing someone money after this game.
Oh, it's probably too early. Who is?
And the answer was Peyton
Peyton
Manning.
Manning.
I don't know why I couldn't get his
Peyton
name out of my
Manning.
tongue.
Wow,
Like,
was it really?
what's Eli's
That's
brother's
crazy.
name? I couldn't get out of my
Yes.
damn head.
All right, so
All right.
Rob, you still have control of the board.
Let's go technology 2.
Technology for 200. All right. If your new computer game has DLC, go online because it means it has this kind of content. Potato. What do we got?
Downloadable content.
Downloadable
What is downloadable content?
And the answer is downloadable content. All right.
Downloadable
I think I'm
content.
positive
Very good.
again. I
You
actually,
are back to
yeah.
being positive. There we
See
go.
why.
That's a
All
victory.
right. So we have currently have in the lead right now. We have Lemon, which is Rob in the lead with 900. Brian and my dad are tied with 100.
100.
Rob
I haven't
has
gone
a
negative yet,
commanding
so
lead
that's
currently.
a positive for me.
Yeah.
Brian, you have control of the board. What is next, Brian? All right.
Pop culture for 500.
Pop culture for 500. Brian's going all out here. Here we go. Vin Diesel named his daughter Pauline after this late co-star of his. Rob, what do we got?
Who is Paul Walker?
Who is Paul Walker?
Oh
the answer is correct.
Paul
Walker. Good job there. All right, Rob, you control the board.
Killing it.
Let's go with musical legends for 300.
Musical legends for 300. Bob Hope gave this crooner his big break and his stage name in 1949 when he was performing under the name Joe Barry. This is the man.
Oh my God!
I give up.
Why can't we think of his name?
Who is that me? Did I get it? I buzzed in.
I got it. I buzzed too. Who buzzed?
I buzzed.
I think Joe buzzed him before.
Dad, we got.
Who is Tony Bennett?
You are correct, my friend.
I didn't get a stupid name out of my
Here
head.
we
I'm
go.
like,
All right, so we got 400 for Dad, 1,400 for Rob, and 100 for Brian.
I
Dad,
need a fan shout out or a street
you need a
shout
fan
out.
shout out. You need a 50-50 hotline.
50-50.
Yeah.
Phone a friend. Phone a friend for Brian over here. All right, Dad, you have control of the board.
I am going to go with American history for 300.
American
Yay.
history for 300. On April 19th, 1995, two homegrown terrorists bombed the U.S. Federal Building in this city.
Oh,
Brian, what do we got? No, I'm sorry, Watermelon Buzzing.
Thank
I
God.
apologize.
Thank God.
Yes. Dad, what do you got?
Where is
You say what is? What
What
there you go, that
is-
works.
Waco? I can't remember the name of the city.
The answer is
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma City.
Yes, I
Okay.
did remember
All right.
that. Damn it.
All right, yeah, you still control the board.
Okay, so I'm going to go with, let's see, musical legends for 500.
Musical legends for
I need
500.
this. I need this.
All right, here we go. This rock band from Dublin, Ireland is currently tied with rapper Jay-Z for the 8th most Grammy wins of all time with 22. Brian, who do we got?
Yo, I'm probably gonna get this wrong. Wait, rock band from Dublin.
Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, God. This is the only Irish band I can think of right now, The Script, and they're not a rock band.
No, that is not correct.
Who's second
Anybody else want to
buzzing?
buzz in?
Yeah, we're both buzzed in already.
Both buzzed in already. All right, who buzzed in first?
I think
we know?
Joe beat me.
All right, Dad, what do we got? It does say
who
second.
is-
Yes, you
who
buzzed in
is
second.
U2?
U2, that is correct.
Oh.
There you go. Congratulations. Good job.
That's
making
right. They
making a
exist.
slow and quiet comeback over here.
Yes,
I didn't know they
All
were
right,
from
Dad,
Ireland.
you now have control of the board.
I am going to go with, let's see, American history for 200.
American history for 200. Most of the battle on June 17th, 1775 took place on Breed's Hill, but it's this hill that gets the press. Dad, what do we got?
Oh, no.
Where is Bunker Hill?
Where is Bunker Hill? That is correct.
I knew that one,
Good
too.
job on that one. All right.
That was a nice, Joe. Good
Dad, you
job.
still got control of the board, making a comeback.
Some
Make a
people refer
selection
to his forehead as
for
Bunker Hill.
500.
yes. I'm sorry, what?
Make a selection for 500.
All right, make a selection for 500. Hopes were high in Cleveland after the Browns selected this Heisman-winning QB number 1 overall in 2018. Brian?
Who is Baker Mayfield?
That is
Mayfield.
correct.
Okay,
Baker
wow, that's a
Mayfield.
nice
Brian, a
comeback.
big
Good
comeback.
job.
500
Good job,
off the
Brian.
bat. There we
I was
go.
literally
Big
just
one.
spamming the button.
All right, Brian, you have control of the board.
Oh, yeah.
All righty.
All right. My job in the movie for 500.
My job in the movie for 500.
All in.
Brian is going all in here. All right, here we go. Matt Damon, Will Hunting, in Good Will Hunting. Brian, you buzzed in first.
I got lemon. Come
What?
on. Lemon's right
Oh,
there.
I'm sorry. Lemon buzzed in first. I apologize.
See,
Rob,
now,
you-
here's the
you're,
thing
you're a
is
better host than
he has
me.
multiple different roles in that movie, but I'm going to say...
Yeah, actually, wait, Brian, hold on. I think Rob actually did buzz in first.
Oh,
I
he did?
apologize for that.
Oh,
Yes,
he's a
I apologize.
janitor.
I thought I did.
He's a janitor. There we go, Rob. You got it. I apologize for that.
That's all right.
Alex Trebek,
Okay.
Alex Trebek is a better host
Best
than I
you
am.
guessed
There we
that, because
go.
I would have
Yes.
gotten it wrong.
There we go. He saved your life. There we go. It's perfect. All right, Rob, you now have control of the board with a commanding 700-point lead over my dad and a 900-point lead over Brian.
We don't talk about
So
that.
Here we
No,
go.
we're
All right,
not-
here we
Let's
go.
We're not
go
mentioning
pop
that.
culture for 400.
Pop culture for 400. Gal Gadot as this character brought some Amazon estrogen. 2016's Batman vs Superman. Lemon.
I
Rob.
knew this.
Who is Wonder Woman?
And that is correct.
Wow. I
Rob,
wouldn't know that. I
point
didn't bother.
ahead. Rob controlled the board. What is the next choice?
Let's go Music Legends 200.
Music Legends for 200. This singer co-wrote the Oscar-nominated theme song for the James Bond film Live and Let Die. Brian,
Damn it. How did...
what do we got?
No, I didn't read the question before, so I'm just going to say Sam Smith.
All right, not Sam Smith, unfortunately.
No!
Dad, you buzzed in second.
I'm going to say it was a 19. This singer covered the last one.
Yo, I feel like an idiot.
I would say it is Dionne Warwick.
You are incorrect. Rob, you get the final shot.
I thought it was the other James Bond movie, Live and Let Die. Who's Guns N' Roses?
The answer is Sir Paul McCartney.
That's right.
The original version. Now,
right.
Technically, Guns N' Roses did cover it, and they made a cover of that version.
Yeah,
the original version was written, co-written by Paul McCartney. He co-wrote it with his wife. That's a true story.
When you're doing Jeopardy, make sure you read the full question before you buzz in.
Do we all lose money, I think?
So I was going to go ahead and maybe just see if you guys want. I could do that if you prefer. That was 400, I believe, right?
Yes.
I believe it was 400. So, Rob, down to that. Dad, you are back down to... there we go. Everyone loses 400. Brian also loses 400.
Oh, good.
There we go. All righty. So, we are going now on. Rob still have control of the board.
Let's go make a selection 400.
Make a selection for 400. This former NBA player is considered to be one of, if not the greatest of all time, despite being selected third overall in the NBA draft. Brian, what do we got?
Who is Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan is correct.
Jordan,
good job there,
man. Now
Brian.
I'm in that.
All right. Now Dad
last.
is in last. We have Brian with 600. Joe with 400, and Brian with Rob with 1900. All right, Brian, you control the board.
Give me technology for 500.
What is nanogigamegabytes?
All right, technology for 500. Here we go. Hubert Booth and Herbert Hoover developed the first practical electric one of these in 1901. Brian.
No.
I'm sorry, watermelon. I apologize.
What is the vacuum cleaner?
The vacuum cleaner is correct. Good job.
Nice job, Joe.
That is a big
he was alive.
comeback. Herbert Hoover. All
Hoover
right.
vacuum.
Oh, there we go.
Joe
Dad,
bought one of
you
them
have
back.
control.
He came door to door to him.
Yeah, well, they came to his house first. He was like, hey, you want to sell? Like, I don't need to clean.
They
I have a
did.
broom.
They did. No,
I
got
have a broom. I don't need that.
I didn't have. I already had a different one.
Can't play Quidditch on a vacuum, can you, Brian?
That's
yeah,
true.
no.
Oh.
No.
All right, Dad, you control the board.
I am going to say my job in the movie for 400.
Okay. My job in the movie for 400. Here we go. The Daily Double. All right. So now the Daily Double, Dad, you can, I believe on your screen, you should be able to go ahead and possibly, I believe you can wager a certain number of points. I'm not sure if... So basically, here's how this is going to work. The Daily Double works this way. You are the only person who can answer this question. If you do not get it right, however, Rob and Brian have a chance to answer. You can wager as many points as you currently have.
I'm going to wager
right
900
now.
for this.
You can wager all of your points if you want. Now, here's the catch. If Brian and Rob get it right, they also get 900 points.
That's fine.
Okay. So this is how it's going to work. You're going to wager 900. You get to answer first. I'll give you as much time as you need. If you cannot get it, I will pass it. So, question is... My job in the movie for 800 points. I'm sorry for 900 points. Harrison Ford, Richard Kimball in the movie The Fugitive. What was his job?
What is a surgeon or doctor?
The answer is a doctor.
Yeah, nice, Joe.
All right, wow, look at that. A big Daily Double
that pulled
comes
him right back
flying
in.
Puts him right back in it. Look at that right there. We are now at 1,700.
This is where I resign.
1,700 for Joe, 1,900 for Rob, and 600 for Brian. All right, Dad, good Daily Double there. All right.
All right, so I'm going to go with technology for 400.
Technology for 400. Here we go. This engine innovation was introduced in 1940 by GM with the slogan, no gears to shift, no clutch to press. Brian, you buzzed in first.
What is an engine? No, wait. Engine innovation. What is a windshield wiper?
All right.
All right.
And that is not correct. Who
I got second.
Rob got second.
What is an automatic?
Automatic transmission is correct.
Nice.
There we go. All right.
I knew that one.
Okay, so now, Rob, you control the board.
I want to mention that I not only went to college, but got a degree.
Like I said, Brian, a lot of these questions at the beginning of the game, I mentioned to Brian, I said that, it was hard to make questions for our generation that, that are so, like, I feel like as you get older, you're smarter. You learn more. You're more worldly. You know more about what things that have happened.
Well, that's not proving
and
true
I feel
here.
Like, I feel
only
like
in second place, and I'm the oldest.
Because the thing is, because you reach that peak, like now
Yeah,
you're
it
too
starts
old
falling
and
off.
you forget
Start
everything.
falling
and
off.
I think
Yes,
that's the
that's true.
problem. Yeah,
I can attest to
you've
that,
gone over
yes.
that peak. Yeah. All right, so Rob, you have control of the board. What do you
Let's
got?
go
next?
make a selection 300.
Make a selection 300. All right. This New York Giants first-round draft pick went on to only start 6 games over the course of his 2-year career. Brian, what do we got?
Who's David Tyree?
No, that is incorrect. Who buzzed in second? Do we know?
Me?
Rob buzzed
Or
in
I
second.
don't know.
Who do
Did
we
I?
got?
Dude, I don't even freaking know.
I don't know if I buzzed in second.
It does say here you buzzed in second, so yes,
okay.
it was you, yes.
New York Giants first-round draft pick.
Yeah, it does actually say
6
that,
games
yeah.
over the course of his 2-year career.
2-year career.
Who is
Sterling.
Who is your mother, Alex?
All right. Who's your mother last night? And Dad, what do we got?
I am going to say that I do not know.
All right, so all across the board,
we all buzzed
losing.
and no
we got
one
it
knew.
wrong, and we got it wrong.
Oh,
David
Wilson.
Never heard of that
There
person.
Yes,
we
he was a
go.
running back, and he would have been really good.
He would have
except
been
he got
great.
hurt.
That's
Yeah.
why he only played 2 years with the Giants. He only started
got hurt.
6 games
Yeah.
over the course of his entire career.
Because he got hurt with a
That
neck
was
injury,
it.
and then he retired.
Yep, he retired
Oh,
after
that's
that.
sad.
All right, so who had control of the board last? That was Rob, I believe. Rob, you still have control of the board.
All right, let's go pop culture 300.
Pop culture for 300. Beyonce has more than 60 million followers on this photo sharing app whose logo looks like a Polaroid camera. Lemon, which is Rob.
What is Instagram?
What is Instagram? You got it. All right, Rob is back up to 2,300 just like that. Rob, you have control of the board once again.
Let's go technology 300.
Technology for 300.
Why is my potato still smiling?
The brain behind Amazon Echo, she can turn on your thermostat or tell you who won a
so
medieval
girl.
battle. Joe, ironically, he's the one to buzz in first on this one.
The brain behind she can turn on your thermostat until you leave.
Joe, come on.
Who is
Oh, no. Don't do that. Come on.
the guy who owns the Amazon? I can't think of his name.
Wait.
The brain behind Amazon Echo is Amazon. Who is Amazon?
Okay, that is incorrect. Brian, what do we got?
Who is Jeff Bezos?
Jeff Bezos. That's who I was thinking.
That is also incorrect.
What?
Who is Alexa?
Brian, Alexa is
Alexa.
correct. The answer
Alexa.
was Alexa. I
Right.
cannot
Yell at her every
believe
day,
I like
Joe.
it.
It's
Yeah,
like,
I do.
that happened.
I thought you were
Oh,
married to
my
Alexa, Joe.
I was.
goodness.
That's we're divorced. That's why
I
we're
cannot
divorced.
believe that is how
The
that
brain
went down.
behind-
That is the brain behind Amazon Echo. All right,
I
so
thought you were gonna say
Rob
who
now at
made
this
it.
point just has a commanding
I
lead
misunderstood
at
the
this point.
question.
So did I.
All right,
Yeah.
so Rob, you have a you go ahead. You have control of the board.
Let's go my job in the movie 200.
My job in the movie for 200. I'm going to go ahead and wait for Brian 1 second here.
No,
All
we're
right,
good,
here
we're
we
good.
go. Margot Kidder, Lois Lane in Superman.
Oh, come on. I hit it first. I had to have hit it first. I didn't hit
Potato
it.
buzzed
All right,
in.
this
Brian.
is I don't even know this. I'm just gonna take a shot in the freaking dark. Let's say a lawyer. I don't know.
Okay. That is incorrect.
What is a reporter?
A reporter. Rob is just, that's basically
Nailing it.
pretty
Remember
much
how I
it.
said I hate
Nails in
superheroes?
their
I'm not hitting
movies.
the buzzer.
Yes, that's pretty much it. All right, so Rob, you are just getting there at this point. We have all 100s across the board left.
All right,
Wherever you want to
pop
go,
culture
buddy.
100.
Pop culture for 100. David Tennant and Matt Smith have traveled through time and space as the main characters on this British TV series. Brian, what do we got?
What is Doctor Who?
What is Doctor Who? That is correct.
Very good.
Doctor Who.
I gotta get back to. I gotta make money.
Got to at least break even on this one. All right, so now you have Brian control the board.
Excuse me. American history for 100.
All right, American history for 100. Before the Naval Academy opened in this city in 1845, midshipmen
what?
were trained
you got it.
At,
I did get it.
at sea. Watermelon, Dad, for 100. What do you got?
Where is Pensacola?
That is incorrect. All
Annapolis.
right, Brian, you were second on that one.
Before the Naval Academy opened in this city in 1845, midshipmen.
Before that.
I'm
That's where
gonna
we're trained now.
say.
No, it's still.
I'm gonna say New York City.
All right, that's incorrect. Rob, what do we got?
I know what it is. I said the wrong thing. It's Annapolis.
You didn't buzz in at all? The answer is Annapolis. No one got it correct. That's it for that.
is where they train now.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's
so,
the city though.
Brian,
yeah.
you still have control of the board.
I should know that.
Damn it. Not make a selection. We're gonna say my job in the movie for 100.
My job in the movie for 100. Michael B. Jordan in the movie Creed. We have Watermelon Joe for
third?
100.
We were all trying so hard wrong.
What do you got, Dad?
Michael B. Jordan in
His
movie
job
Creed.
in the movie Creed.
Trainer. What is trainer?
Nope, that is incorrect. Lemon.
What is a boxer?
That is correct. A boxer.
Not the dog.
Rob, you have control of the board. You have 2 categories left.
Make a selection.
Make a selection for 100. With the 7th overall pick in 2009, that worked out fairly well. This team took Steph Curry, a.k.a. Threesis. Dad, you buzzed in first.
Steph Curry. Who is the L.A. Lakers?
That is incorrect. Ryan, what do we got?
Who are the Golden State Warriors?
That is correct.
He was
Golden State
he was
Warriors.
7th round?
He was a 7th rated. He was 7th overall.
7th
pick.
overall.
Yes.
I read it.
I didn't know
All
they
right,
called
so
Threesis,
Brian,
that's
you
why.
have musical legends. Mexican-born guitar legend seen here. Who is this?
Oh no.
Watermelon.
Who
Dad.
is Carlos Santana?
That is
Finally.
correct.
You couldn't let me break even?
Right, but don't forget, we're not done yet.
Yeah,
Don't
but he
worry,
can't even
guys.
get in there. He's negative.
So now here's the whole thing.
Now we have-
You are allowed to
I'm gonna
wager.
wage $-
So, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is there a limit? So now I've never played this before. So now you guys got to tell me: is there a limit on how much you can wager? Because I believe the limit typically
Your
is
total.
as much as the person that's in first.
Yes.
I believed.
Yeah.
I think it's the total amount that person has.
Let's just say we can wager whatever we want.
Honestly, at this point,
No,
Brian,
who
what is
cares?
it? Brian,
That's
what is
the
it?
whole
What
strategy
does it
because
say
you
on
can't wager
there?
enough
I'm
to
going to
beat
wager
me.
$100,000.
And I can wager nothing
Right.
and beat you. That's
Exactly.
the whole idea.
Exactly. That's the
Yeah.
whole idea.
Brian
exactly.
can't wager at all.
Exactly.
I just
Let's
entered
say.
$10,000, I think.
And it worked?
I don't know.
All right. Well, you know what?
No,
Brian,
it
if
didn't.
you
It
want,
didn't.
It did not work. So what does it allow you to do?
We don't even know the final
Put in 2,800.
clue?
See if that works. We're still trying to figure this out. It's the first time we ever did something like this. Did
Dude,
that-
it's literally not letting me do anything.
All right. So then it might only let you do. It might not let you
It's
do.
going to let you
anything.
do as much as you have.
No, it says
As
valid
much as you
wages,
have.
so I can only do as much as I have. I
Okay.
think.
So as much as you have. So
So I have a
Brian,
Wait, if
I have
I
900.
wager negative and I still lose, does that mean I make money?
I think you could try to see if you could do 100, Brian, to break even, because that would be pretty great.
It's literally just not even like doing anything when I enter a
All right. So
wager.
Lemon has his buzzed in. No, or let's see what we got here.
I don't think I can wager.
No, you can't.
No, you cannot
can't
wager. All
It's
right,
coming
Yo,
up
this
flat.
game sucks.
So I would
Yeah.
put 0 in there. Maybe. Let's see.
Yep, yeah,
And
let
our
me do 0.
worked. All right, so guys, here we go. We are going into the final loosely related Jeopardy question of the night. This will sort of wrap up this podcast for a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Here is
Yeah.
the final question. Final question is, it's the only Major League Baseball team whose first 4 letters match the first 4 letters of its city.
Wait. Not including so you're talking
Just
about
the team
just
name.
the name.
Just
okay.
the team name. The first 4 letters of the team name match the first 4 letters of the city name. All right. I'll give you guys a little extra time here. What do we have for the responses? So let's see these responses. You guys got to write. Let's
I have no idea.
see what we got. Answer. Lemon has his answer. We're going to go ahead and see it now. The Twins. Lemon's answer is the Twins. Waiting on the other answer for the rest of our players.
Dude, I like so many teams.
There's so many. I'm going to give you guys another 10 seconds on
Okay.
this. Then we're going to go ahead and wrap this
Okay.
up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. All right, Watermelon has in it 5.
Dude, I don't know.
4.
I don't
All
know.
right, so Potato has the Rangers.
It's wrong.
And Watermelon, my dad, has the Honolulus, the New York State Honolulus, New York Honolulus. The correct answer was the Philadelphia Phillies. The Philadelphia
That's Phillies.
Phillies.
Yeah, there you
we
go.
go.
Yeah, that,
All
that
right,
should have
well,
been obvious.
and the winner is.
I wonder who.
And it is Team Lemon, otherwise
Lemon,
known as
freaking killed it,
Rob.
man.
So
We're gonna have to have
Rob-
a rematch here.
So we were just alluding
Oh no,
to the
this is a
fact
freaking get payback.
We were just alluding to the fact that Rob's going to have a chance to get payback. And I made a foreshadowing that I think Rob's it might happen later. Well, guess what? It did happen later. Now our next job is we're going to make an announcement on Instagram. We're going to discuss amongst the team. We will make an announcement of a punishment that we are going to have for the other two members of this team that Rob gets to decide. He gets to pick with these two guys.
I deserve it.
Deal, which I'm happy about because me and Rob now get to watch you two guys get
punished.
So that's great.
Oh,
anyway,
good game, guys.
I really hope you guys enjoyed it.
Man.
It was really good. It worked out better than I thought.
Good job, Rob.
That
was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
That was really good.
Glad you guys liked
I
it.
look forward to being miserable.
For joining us.
Yes, and thank you guys.
I really enjoyed this.
For tuning in
trivia.
again. Hope you guys liked it. And again, tune in for us. As always, we're going to be here. This episode's going to come out on Wednesday at 7 a.m. In case you guys weren't aware of that on the Instagram.
It was the original time.
Making a short time back to the original time.
Yeah.
And so if you guys want, maybe make sure you stick in for the episode. And as always, you can find us on whatever you listen to your podcast. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook. And as always, we love you guys tuning in. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Peace out.